Hey guys, today's video is a game review session with a gold 80 carry player on the EOS server. Now we go through two things before we actually get into game reviews itself. One, how to choose a champion pool for him based on his circumstances, but also really good general information for anyone out there who's an 80 carry who doesn't really know what champions they should or shouldn't be playing. Two, wave management. So this was an area he brought up, like how do I manage my waves correctly depending on the situation. So we break that down as a discussion point and then in game reviews. And then we go through his laning phase. So really the first 10 minutes of his games and figuring out what goes wrong. Now, the big 5 things he learned. So I asked him at the end of the session, what did you learn from today's lesson? 1, autopiloting. He noticed that he autopilots during certain moments and then it affects the next 1 minute to 2 minutes of gameplay. And then he goes, oh, how come I did this wrong? And then we bring it back to when he first autopiloted, key information he missed. And then you go, okay, the next series of events happened all because you autopiloted or didn't think at this moment. Second, early laning phase. So wave management, back timers, dragon, ganking, lane priority, positioning. Then we go into positioning, then preventing bad situations from occurring before they occur by predicting. You know, if dragon's spawning, something's going to happen there. And then champion pool. So not playing random champions, having a small champion pool and focusing on one at a time. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so firstly, what's your current champion pool like? What are you currently trying out? Can you see my screen as well?
Yeah. The champions I played the most was Kaiser and Dash.
Yep.
But then I started trying like another things, you know.
Yeah. Why just? Yeah.
Because I don't know what champions should I play, so I just have been trying some things because sometimes Kaiser is banned, sometimes or they pick it or something.
Yeah. So why did you first choose Ashe and Kaiser? What were your reasons for choosing those two champs?
Random.
Okay, so no reason. Do you enjoy playing them?
Yeah, kind of, but I enjoy playing anything, so that's fine.
Okay, so there's really 2 ways to choose a champion pool. You go based on what you or kind of 3 ways. So there's the first one is like you just play what you enjoy. And usually select, you never really want more than 5 champions in your primary role. Like usually go like between 2 to 5 champions and it's just the champions you enjoy most playing. The second one is the champions you're best on. So you usually go to like op.gg or you even look at your, you can look at your last season. And you can go. Okay, you played support last season. Okay, so we don't really know what champions you're good at the moment, or like 80 carries you're good at the moment, because obviously there's not too many games played.
Yeah.
Hard to say. So the second way is usually based on your statistics, what champions or 80 carries you're best at playing, and then the third one is you go to a site such as u.gg. There's also champion.gg, and you look at win rates in bot lane and you can pretty much pick and choose whatever 80 carries you want here. To be honest, I think the champs you're playing right now are fine. I think you just got to, particularly because you're learning the role, you got to like micro focus on like 1 to 2 champions at the moment. And which ones you choose, up to you. Like Kaiser, Ashe are fine. The only problem with Kaiser is she's got a really big pick rate and ban rate, so you don't get her as often.
Yeah, that's it. Like, imagine, don't you think that I should have like a heavy AD and then a attack speed champion or something like that? Like Kaiser and Jin or Kaiser MF or Kaiser Samir or Ashe Samir. You know, like one attack speed and one AD maybe. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's honest. There's no right or wrong answer with the champion pool. You literally, like, you should just base it off what you want to play. If you want to do a combo like that where you have an attack speed and damage, go for that. Like a Jin Ashe or Jin Kaiser, stuff like that. You can go for that. The important thing is you just got to commit to something. You got to commit to like 2 champions, and it doesn't really matter which ones. Usually you don't want champs like Kaiser because she's probably going to get a nerf soon. And also her pick rate and ban rate are just so high that you're not going to get to practice her much. And that means you're just going to be like playing your second champ all the time, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, the champs you're playing right now, you're playing a bit of Misfortune, a bit of Trist, a tiny bit of...
Tristana is pretty OP, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like Tristana, to be honest. I think she can generate really
Yeah.
good leads. So I think Tristana could be one.
Yeah.
I think Ashe is good as well. I think that's like a nice diversity as well, because Tristana's really mobile, but Ashe is more positioning focused. Jin's pretty strong at the moment as well. I mean, Kaiser again, but yeah. Senna, she's hyped up because of pro play, but in solo queue, it's a bit hit or miss unless you're very used to the champion. I don't know if you played her much as support.
As support, I played a little bit, yeah, but not that much. And
yes.
I don't really, like, I don't know, I don't really love the champ.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's good. So Tristana, what, like Ashe, what champs are we kind of thinking?
I mean, Tristana is fine. Ashe, maybe. I don't know, like, Samira, I never played it, so I don't want to risk it.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend Samira at the moment.
I don't like Vayne at all. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not used to it, so I don't know.
Yeah. What about Misfortune and Jin?
I'd rather Jin than MF.
Okay. Cool. So let's say you just go Tristana, Ashe, Jin. That's pretty nice diversity. Because you've got Tristana, who's good engage, Ashe, who's nice DPS positioning, and then Jin, who's almost like a caster. Which, you know, when you come from support, Jin is usually a pretty easy AD carry to pick up because it's not so micro intensive as like Tristana, is like a Vayne or a Kaiser. So I think those three could be literally a champ. Have you played much Jin before? Okay, you've played a little bit. You got a bit of success on him.
Not that much.
Yeah. Well, you got a 75% win rate. Yeah, so literally, like that's how I'd choose your champion pool. Go focus on 2 to 3 champions and just play them for like the next couple of months and have one that you're really focusing on. So have one you're focusing on like primarily, and then your other 2 are for when they get banned, when they get picked on the other team.
Okay. So I shouldn't be playing like one Tristana, one Ashe, one Jin, one Tristana, one Ashe, one Jin, one
No, because we wanna get to like a really competent mastery level on one of them as quick as possible, so that we have a comfort pick. So whenever you're feeling like a bit unsure, a bit anxious, maybe like you're on a lost streak or something, you go back to that comfort pick because you know it's like, okay, I know how to play this champion. All I have to do is just go like even or play average. And we always need a comfort pick because it just helps our mentality, generally speaking.
Yeah, maybe I'll go Jin.
Yeah.
For the champion.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, so I think that's good. Tristana, Ashe, and Jin, I think that's a perfectly fine champion pool. Again, you can climb with anything. Like, all these champions are getting played at every rank. And people are making them work. It's really your personality, how you want to play, and your understanding of the champion. Yeah. So there's no right or wrong answer with the champion pool. The thing is, you just, once you name 2-3 champions, you just got to stick to them and focus on mastering them, because otherwise trying to learn every single AD carry right now is good, like in the long run over seasons of gameplay, but if you're looking to kind of climb this season, you just want to really focus on 2 to 3. 2 to 3 champs can get you to GM, Masters, Challenger, Diamond. You don't need to know every AD carry.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so second one, wave management. So why did you want to look a little bit at your wave management?
I mean, like, I know like a little bit about wave management, but I don't know in certain situations if I'm doing right or wrong, you know? Like,
okay. So
imagine,
yep.
When I kill their bot lane, imagine.
Yep.
I kill their bot lane under my turret, and their wave is like in my turret, you know?
Yeah.
So in that situation, like, I need to clear that wave and shove the next wave and go B, right?
Yes, it's situational, but yeah, it depends on what the cannon wave is, what the respawn timers are,
Yeah, yeah.
your health,
Yeah,
enemy.
because sometimes, like I always think that that is the way, you know. But sometimes the enemies come at the same time as the wave, and I can shove it in the brr, and I'm getting fucked, you know.
Yep. Okay, let's take a step back. Okay, that's actually a good example because that raises a couple of points. Okay, so what there's a few different categorizations of a wave and its position. So there's like a neutral wave, there's a frozen lane state, there's a slow push, and there's a fast push, basically. And so you don't always have to push out a wave after you get a kill.
Yeah, but imagine, like, I
Yeah,
don't know how to recall without having the wave pushed. I don't know, like, I know there is a way that you can recall and
yeah.
not lose a lot of minions if you don't shove, but I don't know that way. That way, like, I always think if I don't shove, I will lose a ton of CS.
Okay, so basically, all you have to do is count how many minions you have, and how many minions the enemy has on the current wave. So the two current waves that are fighting each other, or if there's no two waves fighting each other, the next two waves, which means it's even. All you have to do is figure out how many each lane has. So if you have more, and if it's more than, let's say, 2 to 3, it's going to
Yeah,
push.
yeah, it's going to push and I will lose a ton of minions if I
Yeah.
go big.
So if you're ever confused, you just literally need to count the minions. And then you can decide, and it takes literally like 1 second to count the minions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then you decide whether to back or push it out, depending on that, as
Yeah,
well as the
because
other
sometimes,
information.
yeah, because sometimes, like, maybe if like imagine we
Yep.
fight 2v2,
Yep.
we kill them,
Yep.
and sometimes their wave has like 2 or 3 more minions and it's closer to their turret. Maybe in that situation I should just go B and let their wave push and deny them some minions.
Yeah. Yeah. And why else do you want to do that in that situation? List every reason why you'd want to do that in that situation.
First, because they will lose some minions because their wave was bigger.
Yep.
Then I can freeze close to my turret.
Perfect. And then you can do the
Because
whole thing over and over again.
yeah. Because I can go B and I can buy items and their wave will push
Yep.
to mine. And then when I come back, it's like closer to my turret, so I can try to freeze it right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so unless you have, you can get a plating. Like, if you're a Tristana, you can almost always get a plating because of your E, as long as,
Yeah. In that situation, maybe I should shove it and try to get a plate or something.
Yeah, so there's no black and white, and it's situational. You got to understand it in the context.
Okay.
But what it sounds like is what you want to do. I think it's an autopiloting issue, not a knowledge gap, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think when you're playing the game,
Yeah, because sometimes, like, if I'm low HP, I should just go be in that situation. But usually I stay because it's autopilot, and I stay to try to push, and then the jungler comes and kills me, or the mid laner roams and kills me, or something like that, you know.
yeah,
And I could just go B and don't lose CS and deny her CS and try to freeze or do something. But
yeah.
I'm just playing autopilot and I fuck everything.
How do you usually play League? Do you usually play it in like multiple games in a row in one go?
What do you mean by that?
So like a day, like let's say on the weekend, do you usually like when you play League, will you play like 5 games in a row back to back?
It depends.
Okay.
Like, yeah, imagine. Sometimes I might be losing like 3 games in a row and continue playing. Like, I don't mind and I just continue. But sometimes I can just win like 3 games in a row and stop. You know what I want to say? Like, it depends on my mood. It
Okay.
doesn't depend if I'm winning or if I'm losing. It depends if I want to go do something else or I want to continue playing. Like, I
Okay.
can play. Sometimes I play 13 games a day or 14 games a day, and sometimes I play like 2, 3, and
Yeah.
I stop. But like I mean, usually I play like when I like to play, you know, and I would rather play. I would rather. Oh, my English. Fuck.
That's all right.
Wait, I'm thinking about what I wanna say.
That's fine.
Like I would rather play while knowing what I wanna do than just playing randomly, casually, you know. So
Yeah, play
I
with
guess that
purpose.
when I start to understand more the game and playing better, I know that I will want to play more because and I have the time to do than what I'm when I'm playing, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just get tired, like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, I'm just playing, like, you know, like without doing nothing, just playing autopilot, and I don't enjoy playing autopilot. That's why sometimes I stop.
Yep. Okay. So there's two. This is good because you're identifying a common problem that's exists with everyone. It exists with myself as well. First question: do you have a second account that you play on?
I have it, but I don't play there.
Is it like can it play ranked?
Yeah.
And does it have 80 carry champions?
Let me check, and I will tell you in a second. Wait. I don't know. I'm just logging in.
That's all right.
I don't know if it has ADCs or supports. I guess it just has
Okay.
ADCs.
Cool. So how I like to break up how I climb and how I recommend a lot of people to do it is you basically have one account for climbing and you have a one account for everything else. So when
sorry, I have ADCs, yes.
Okay, cool.
Like MS. Let me just do it. Oh, but I don't have like Jin or anything. Like I have Lucian, Twitch, Senna, Ezreal, Misfortune, Severe, Tristana, Caitlyn, but no Jin. But I can buy it.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay, cool. So this is a good way to remove that awkward autopiling, but also like decrease your losses and like I guess what's the best way to like coin flip games. So I do this, I recommend most people do this, is you have at least two accounts. You have one account that's your main account that you only play your best champions on and when you're in the best mood and when you're playing with purpose. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have your second account for everything else. If you want to play with friends, if you want to have fun, if you want to try a new champion, if you're bored of 80 carry, if you're tilted, you go on that second account as soon as something like that happens.
Okay.
And what this does is, yeah.
Imagine, I have friends that I know that they play well, and I have friends that I know that they play like a little bit bad.
Yeah.
So I should play with the weaker ones in the other account.
Yes, exactly. You do not, on your main account, you never want to waste a game, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So
I've wasted so many until now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, friends that are bad at League or tilt or like even if they're like good players but they like tilt you, get them on the second account. But if you've got good friends who like are positive, you have good comms with them and you win games with them, play on your main account with them. But yeah, split your friends up as well. Yeah.
Rip.
Yeah. Well, you got to. It's, you know.
Yeah.
And it also means you can have more fun as well because you know it's like it's not a throwaway account, but you know it's like, okay, well even if I lose this game with like my toxic mate, at least we had some fun.
Yeah.
And it doesn't affect your overall main account's rank.
Okay.
And that generally saves you like 50 to 100 games like a season where they are probably just losses, and that makes a big difference over a season.
Okay.
Okay, so I reckon we look a little bit at, in these laning phase reviews, about your wave management. Something I just want to go into quickly is your mobalytics as well. So this is free. This is you can access this, by the way, as well. This is like publicly available. Just send you a link.
No.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So you have a big laning phase issue, which is pretty evident just from this. That you gotta pretty much focus on first. The good thing about having an issue in the laning phase is that it's like the easiest area to fix because you have a lot of control over it compared to like mid and late game where everyone's fighting each other and you're kind of 1 in 10 people. Whereas in the bot lane, you're like 1 in 4 if it's just 2v2, or you're like 1 in 6 if both junglers are down there, or 1 in 5 if just one jungler's down there. So you have a lot more influence over the laning phase. And it's also the part of the game where the rest of the game gets set up. So if you have a bad laning phase, it's trickier to transition into mid and late game. So it's important that your first focus area as an AD carry, once you've got that champion pool focused on, is your laning phase. So we got to start figuring out what's going wrong here. Because an average 438 gold difference behind at 15 minutes is really big.
Yeah, but I know what's going on in this one.
Yeah. So we'll
because it's always in the same. It's always the same in the games. Like I always like in 8 out of 10 games.
Yeah.
The same thing happens. Like at 10 minutes, like most likely at 10 minutes, it always happens. That's like, imagine my team and the enemy team starts fighting at a Drake.
Mm-hmm.
The enemy team has the wave pushed into my tower. I have like 2 waves into my tower, and I need to farm it. And they fight, and the enemy AD carry takes a triple kill, and suddenly we are fucked. Literally. Okay. And I don't go because I think I need to take my minions, but then I don't know. I just take the minions, and the enemy AD carry gets like 3 kills, and then he's so ahead of me that I just.
Okay, so how come? Yeah.
Yeah, but in that situation, I also wanted to know, like, should I just push the wave back, or should I go join to the fight? Like, I don't know what to do in that situation. Like, I always stay to clear the wave, but I don't know if it's the right thing to do.
Okay, so let's take a step back from that. That situation should never occur because you should be able to foresee it happening, if that makes sense. So by the time you've got the 2 minion waves in your turret and dragon spawning and everyone's there, it's too late. The decision you make there is going to be shit either way, because 1, you lose out on all the CS, or 2, you get the CS.
You go to the fight, yeah.
So what
and
you got?
Your team dies, or you go to the fight and you lose the CS and you die. Like,
yeah. So what that is that's a macro understanding of the game. So you need to figure out that if dragon's spawning in a minute 30 or in a minute, you need to figure out what you need to do to get your wave in a state that allows you to do both. So you can either go help your team, or you can leave your minion wave in a neutral state where both you and your enemy AD carry are going to lose the same amount of CS, or even they lose more, if that makes sense. So it's really just wave preparation in... Because you know when dragon's spawning, right? All you have to do is press tab and you can see the dragon timer.
Yeah, but sometimes they just fight over the Drake. Like, it's spawned fire like 2 minutes and they just remember and go.
Yeah, but if it's 8 out of 10 games your team, you guys are losing it, it should be 5 out of 10 games, if that makes sense. Both teams should have an even chance of that occurrence happening where the AD carry gets a triple kill.
Yeah.
Because you're not getting a worse team. Like, on average, you and the enemy are gonna have the same team, like skill level and understanding of the game over 100 games. You might have games where that you get the worst teammates or they do, but over 100 games it averages out. So if you're still when that average is there, you're still feeling like you're losing 8 out of 10 of those games or whatever because the AD carry gets to Dragon Pit and gets a triple kill while you're farming the wave. That's not a team issue. That's a bot lane issue that needs to be focused on. Okay. If that does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because there's no reason that their enemy AD carry can do that more often than you can.
Okay.
Particularly if you're like a Tristana, you can clear waves like pretty quickly. So can Jhin, Ashe as well. Okay, so let's have a look at. Can you remember any of these games that might have had a specific example like that?
Like that.
Yeah, like something like a Dragon Pit issue or just a wave management issue in general. If you can remember, if not...
I guess MF.
This one?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but I guess.
That's okay. We'll find some stuff anyway.
And if you want, we can go to the Lucian game as well, because I don't know, like, Lucian into Jhin is good or bad?
Lucian into Jhin's good in laning phase, but it gets a little bit trickier out of laning phase.
Yeah, but I think I played that laning phase like awful, like really bad.
Yeah. We also got to make sure that do we want to be reviewing games based on champs that we might not be playing in the future? Or just
that's the point.
Yeah.
Just fuck it.
I mean, it's up to you. We can do it.
No.
Okay, cool.
No.
So while this
I need to learn my matchups and the other champions, not this one.
Okay.
That's true.
This one as well? Do you want to do another one instead of this one?
We can just see if that happens, because I think it happens. Like,
okay, cool.
But I'm not 100% sure. If it doesn't happen, we can go to a Jhin game maybe, because at Jhin, like, I have a ton of CS, but I don't have too many kills, you know?
Yeah.
I guess that's an issue. Like, I should be more aggressive in the laning phase, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Like, you can go to the first Drake. I think it happens right there.
All right, let's actually go a couple. Okay, let's see if it actually happens at the Drake.
It doesn't.
No, they just get it for free.
It doesn't. Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what happened.
That's all right.
Yeah.
All right, let's open up Jhin 668.
We can go like the 1, 4, and 7.
This looks like we might be able to get something from it.
Yeah.
All right. So how long have you been playing AD carry then?
1 week.
Okay. But I guess you have a bit of a basic understanding, right? Because you've played support before.
Imagine. I've played AD carry in like 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
And 3 seasons ago. That's the AD carries are the champions that I have the most mastery level.
Yeah.
I played a lot, but like in season 7.
Okay.
That's different right now.
Alright, so what's your understanding of this matchup? Jhin, Leona versus Ali, Samira.
I mean, Jhin Leona usually is a good comp, right? It has tons of CS and CC and all that.
Yeah. So what do Samira and Alistair want to do against a Leona Jhin?
What they want to do?
Yeah, what do they want to do?
Maybe, like, let us push and try to engage and, like, closer to their turret.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Samira just really wants to kill you because she's on a timer. If Samira doesn't get kills in lane, she usually doesn't have much impact. Whereas if Jhin doesn't get kills in lane, he generally has still quite a lot of impact in mid-game and late game. Just because he scales quite nicely. Yeah. And then Leona and Ali are very similar.
I guess that my biggest issue in Jhin is I get like 2 or 3 Dark Harvest stacks at 20 minutes. And I should have like done more, I guess.
Yeah.
Like I don't have that. Like I should have more and be more aggressive, but I'm just like playing Farming Simulator.
That's fine. You don't actually have to go Dark Harvest on Jin. I know everyone's going it at the moment. You can just go Fleet Footwork because right now you need to focus on laning phase, not Dark Harvest stacks.
Okay.
So if you, particularly because you're averaging coming out of laning phase very far behind, I think we need to focus more on summon a spell that will make you have an easier time in laning phase, and that is Fleet Footwork for sure. It's pretty much the old way to play Jin. It's a much safer
so you
way.
think that I should play like Fleet Footwork for like a month or something until I just get better?
Until you feel comfortable, yeah.
Okay.
Because Dark Harvest stacks should come naturally. You shouldn't have to force them. They just come they should be coming naturally.
Yeah, and if I learn the champion playing with Fleet Footwork, when I change to Dark Harvest, it will be much smoother to get Dark Harvest stacks out of it.
Yeah. So that would be my first recommendation.
Okay.
Firstly, good pre-game prep, like going to that tri-bush, just good basic stuff. Let's actually change vision. Cool. I'd never recommend walking this way. I don't think you're going to get ganked here, but just always go the safe route unless you guys have a plan for this tri-bush. Just because if they're ever cheesing this, it's pretty dangerous. They're not in this...
You see, I mean, Lee Sin can do the jungle alone, but Cannon was already top lane and so on.
Yeah, but it's just general... Yeah, okay, yeah. I would just say you're not wasting any time going this way, really. Like, you're not going to miss out on a CS by walking this way. And it's just safer. It can sometimes mean the difference between dying or not.
Okay.
So I'd always just suggest, unless you have information otherwise, like guaranteed information, just always walk that way because it's safer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why'd you auto attack that mage?
Because... autopilot.
Okay, cool. Okay, so what in bot lane is the most important thing, like pretty much pre 3 minutes?
Get the level 2 first.
Yeah, exactly. So there's two. Okay, how do we get level 2 first?
Killing the first wave and the next 3 minions.
Yeah.
Quicker than the opponent.
Now, how do we get level 2 first in a way that allows us to use it in lane?
Don't overpush.
Yes, exactly. So what does auto-attacking a mage minion do in this situation?
Overpush.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, cool. So look how far ahead you are now in terms of a level 2 advantage. So yes, you're going to get level 2 first, but if we're not careful, this wave is going to end here. And if you're a Leona Jhin with a level 2 advantage like here, it's kind of awkward because their turret's so close. But if you have a level 2 advantage here, it's a lot better, right?
You can try to do something.
Yeah, so don't use your Q as a Jhin unless you have a reason. Because Leona's also got 2 stacks. I don't know if she was going for minions there, but she should also be, last hitting, so you should never really have to use your Q. Because now we've got a 3 minion lead.
Yep.
And Leona's just dancing, that's good. Okay, we've got the cowbell, perfect. Good. Okay, that's good Jhin pressure. Another Q.
And that is make you.
I know, because you wanted to keep your last shot, I guess. Alright. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, so you're pressuring here, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you keep this pressure with the last shot for a little bit longer here?
Because I want to farm.
What's there to farm, though? That minion's not going to die yet. But what can you do if you keep this zoning off for like 2 seconds longer?
The minion...
They miss this minion, right?
And they will. I guess.
No, she gets it. Yeah.
Huh.
It's okay. It's okay. And see, now you have the level 2 advantage, but look where you are, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fine. We you know that. That's just autopiloting, because you knew everything there that you did wrong. So always like 2 minutes 30, you can pretty much plan the whole game up until 2 minutes 30 with that level 2. Like, that should be almost a perfect plan that you have as an AD carry. That's what you should be thinking about in loading screen. That's what you should be thinking about while you're leashing the jungler. You should be thinking, our level 2 versus their level 2, how do I get it? How do I get it consistently? And how do I get it in a way that I can use it?
Okay.
And let's say even if you don't win the level 2, you still want to get level 2 first so that they can't abuse the level 2 on you, if that makes sense. So getting level 2 in bot lane is always the number one priority that you need to focus on. Regardless of if you win the level 2 or not, you need to get level 2 first, either to deny their level 2 advantage or to push your level 2 advantage.
Okay. Okay.
Where do we think Lee Sin is right now?
What? Sorry?
Where do we think Lee Sin, the enemy jungler, is right now?
Red. No. Wait. Wait.
I'm waiting.
I would say Raptors.
Why?
Why?
Yep.
I mean, Lee Sin is like an aggressive jungler, so their route should be like blue, gromp, red, and then try to gank. But there is really like only Annie is gankable, and this is gold. That he won't like gank for sure.
Yeah.
And this is also, yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is gold, so he's not like that smart. So maybe it could be wolves. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because this is gold.
Yeah.
But if this was like diamond plus, it would be like red and trying to gank, right?
Yep. Cool.
Don't fuck me.
Yep. No. That's all. I just wanted to know your jungle tracking. Baseline knowledge. So you know how to track a jungler, like basics, especially off the first clear. That's good. Another Q for... I mean, I guess if you're assuming Lee Sin's top side, it's kind of okay, right? Because the level 2 advantage is gone.
I don't know why, but like... Only the farming junglers should be doing the 3 camps, right?
Yeah, basically.
It's kind of random that Lee Sin is doing that.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
okay.
Yes and no.
Thinking, like, no, it's me that I'm crazy.
No, yes and no, because right now, jungle's in a weird spot where like the level 2 and level 3 ganks aren't as impactful as they used to be.
Okay.
So like a full quadrant clear into then red buff into Raptor is actually like kind of viable for even like Lee Sins and Elises, unless they're trying to like cheese gank for a certain reason. So it is kind of a new path, but yeah, it is a bit random. But all we need to know really is that Lee Sin is almost guaranteed top side, so you guys are pretty safe. So at this point, I mean, what do you want to do with the wave, I guess, assuming that information?
What I want to do?
Yeah, what do you want to do with this wave, assuming that we know where Lee Sin is and we know that he's top?
I want to shove it as far as I can to deny RCS because the tower is hitting.
Yep, and what else are you doing when you do that?
A lot besides denying RCS?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Think back to what a Samira Ali's kind of laning. Like, what do they want to do in lane?
They want to kill me.
Can they kill you if they're under their turret?
I mean, they can.
Yeah, but it's a lot harder, right? If compared to if the wave is in a neutral position.
Yeah. And the wave is pushing, and if they try to kill us, they can like lose a ton of CS and won't be able to kill us. And
Perfect. Now, what?
You will lose like a lot.
Yeah, and then the third one, that comes back to that kind of dragon problem that you have.
Sorry?
So you remember that dragon situation you're saying where...
Yeah. But yeah, I know.
Yeah.
They are not in position to contest the drag.
Yeah, so drag's not up, but yeah, it's basically tempo. You control the tempo of this lane. You have complete control over it. So it's perfect. You pushing this wave in right now, because you know where the enemy jungler is, and because you know where mid laner is, and obviously top lane, this is perfect to do. But you're probably not thinking that right now. You're just doing it because you're autopiloting and it's like intuition almost. Yeah.
That's the problem. I play like 99% of my games autopilot, and then I play one game 100% focus, and I get like 10 CS per minute and like a really good KDA and almost like a perfect score, and I'm always there and I'm always doing great things, but that's 1 in 100.
That's okay. This is the first step to stopping autopiloting. Asking why at multiple stages throughout a game. And you can do this with yourself as well. Like, you can go through the first 10 minutes of the game, just pause the game and go and say why. Like, why am I doing this right now? And go, okay, I know where the enemy jungler is. I know what their bot lane win condition is. I know what ours is. Why am I doing this? I'm doing it because I want to push the wave into their turret. I want to deny them CS. I want to keep tempo. And I want to control the wave.
Okay.
Cool. So using Qs now, I think is fine. As long as you're not missing CS for it. Nice.
Like, in this situation, like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but like, do you think it's viable to just like shove this wave, this next wave, shove it, like we are in this position, you know, like really close to their turret.
Yeah.
Do you think it's fine at this time of the game? And I don't know how many gold I have. Can you see it?
1100.
Okay. Okay, so do you think it's fine to shove this next wave and go B?
Yes, it depends where the wave is though when you're back.
Okay, like
so, okay.
Press play and let.
Yeah, let's play it out. Also, let's go back somewhere. Let's go back to here. Wait, because we've missed some information, I think. This is fine. Nice. Okay, what's happening on the map right now?
What's happening on the map?
Yeah.
Listen is ganking mid.
Yeah.
And Honey survives.
Where's he going now?
Going bot.
Yeah. So what does that mean for you?
We can get ganked.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll go Scuttle.
Yeah, he'll go Scuttle, but he's bot side, and so he has gank threat. And what, like, where's our jungler? Top side, right?
Top side.
Yeah. So it's a 2v3. Okay. So what are we doing to this wave that we shouldn't be doing now with that information?
We're shoving it again.
Exactly. Because you're thinking about the back, I think. I think you're thinking about this 1300 gold back for Noon Quiver or whatever. But you're not thinking about the Lee Sin that we just saw, and we know where he's coming. It's not like he's done something sneaky and come throughout vision. I mean, you've got decent vision here. I mean, what's it got? Like 10 seconds left?
But now it's to just stop pushing. Like, I don't know, like, sometimes my brain just stops. And we are maybe...
You get out, which is fine. But notice how you would never have had to flash in that situation if we took in this information 30 seconds earlier. Again, autopiloting. Yeah. It's fine. So we kind of waste a resource for free when it was purely unavoidable. We don't die, so it's fine. But what's happened...
Don't use you.
Yeah, yeah. But what's happened now?
No. Yeah. She can deny me the farm that she wants.
Yeah, she's gotten control over the wave, and you've burnt a summoner. They've burnt nothing, which is fine, because, I mean, it's still semi and unsuccessful gank, because Lee didn't get a kill. But now Samira and Ali have complete wave pressure. When are you gonna heal? Okay.
I don't like to
heal. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Until I'm 100% sure I need it.
Let's see what happens here.
Just I will overstay because I want to farm, and I will just I'm 100% sure.
Okay, you've played this pretty well so far. I mean, you staying here is fine, but because of two reasons. One, you've got this ward. Two, you've got that ward, I guess. And three, they're pretty low, and you can tell that they're backing. So to be honest, you staying here isn't bad. The only problem with this whole thing is you having to burn flash when Lee Sin ganked. Because you lost so much. You lost tempo, then you started losing CS under turret, and then you had to burn heal, and Leona had to burn flash ignite. So you had to burn 4 summoner spells, basically because we didn't respect the information we got on the minimap 40 seconds earlier.
Okay.
And so now
I should have just let the wave push to me.
Exactly. It's autopiloting again. It's always every single time a new wave comes in, you need to go, what is happening on the map? What do I want to do with this wave based on that information? It can't just be, I wanted to push the wave last wave, so I'm going to push the wave again, if that makes sense. You can't just do the same thing to the next wave automatically because you did it to the last wave and it worked, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Every single time a new wave comes, use that as like a mental cue of going, okay, what do I need to look at? Let's quickly look at the minimap. What can I see? Let's quickly look at my gold. What can I see? Let's quickly look, is dragon spawning? Like, what can I do with that information? And that will help reduce autopiloting as well. So every single wave, give yourself in your head an intention with that wave based on the information you have in the game.
Okay.
Does that sound realistic, or is that a bit... Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, well, like, why is Kha'Zix here, but oh well. Okay, so... Oh, Samira's staying? Okay.
Yeah, but like the problem here is I try to push the next wave, and
but we have no information on Lee Sin and Ali.
And the Ali starts success. Yeah, I remember this. And then I don't know, but I think that I died. I don't know. No, I won't. I will die.
Okay, let's...
I remember this. I will stay again because I want to farm the next wave, and I will stop my recall and I will die. I'm 100% sure.
What could we have done to avoid this?
I don't know, like, this is such an awkward spot. That's my problem in these situations, you know, like, I see the next wave is right about to come, and if I go away, you can just deny me like 2 waves or 3, I don't know, like, it will be so cringe in terms of CS. So I just think, maybe I should just continue.
Okay,
then,
yeah, we'll come back to the Lee Sin vision as well. This is all avoidable, one, based off that first information.
yeah,
Again,
that's true.
so like the all these problems that are happening a minute 30 down the track are all because of Lee Sin's walk to bot lane that we didn't respect. And so anything you do now is shitty because you can't really fix it. Your wave's in an awkward spot. You don't have summoner spells. You don't know where Alistair is. You don't know where Lee Sin is. So it's all, every decision you make from now on after Lee Sin came bot is just shit. It's not optimal. So of course it's going to feel awkward no matter what you do.
Oh, look. Here he comes.
Yeah. How can you prep? Okay, this is a shit situation. How can you prep this a little bit better? If you know you're staying here, what could you do as a Jhin?
I don't know. Like, use he in the entries.
Yeah, you could put an E under your turret or like here if you wanted. If you're worried about getting dove, I know you're probably trying to save
look what happens. I don't know. I know.
What?
I will just try to shove the wave again and I will die.
Why are you up so high? Yeah, you don't need to be up this high. This is fucked. Oh, they're not even here though. Okay. I mean, they're not here at least.
I won't die. I think I don't know, but
you don't die.
I was 100% sure I was going to die.
You could leave. You could start backing right now if you wanted.
Yeah, but that's the point, you know. Like
that's a slow. You have a perfect slow push right now.
Look. I don't know. I know. I will try to shove the next wave again because
look how much gold you have. Why are you shoving the next wave? This is autopilot to the maximum. It's okay though. We're identifying problems.
Look. I'm trying to, and then I will just die again.
You might not. You haven't died yet, at least.
Yeah, but I will, I guess.
This is greedy, but you may. I mean, you get a yikes. You get a. So this is another problem, right? Because if you get away with this, you think this is like in your head. So it's how the human mind works. You can be the smartest person.
What happened? Because I was really thinking I was gonna die.
Yeah, it's okay, but this is how these situations keep occurring because in lower ranks, like, you know, I'm not saying gold's a shit rank or anything, but you can get away sometimes with doing stuff like that. Whereas in platinum and in diamond and anywhere above, chances are you're not going to get away with something like that, right?
Never.
So we're building bad habits in like against bad players, which are going to fuck us up later, basically. Yeah.
This is so cringe watching, like.
It's okay. Like, it's always cringe. Whenever you watch your own gameplay back, it's so awkward. I do it all the time, and I'm like, what am I doing?
What am I doing to my life?
What's
cringe level max?
What's pretty good here though? Okay. Let's talk about a few things. Okay, currently, you versus Samira. What's pretty good here?
Sorry.
What's good here about you and Samira right now? You versus Samira. In this current at 7 minutes good? 30. Yeah, what's good? Like what's some good statistics here to look at that you've done well with?
CS?
Yeah. And what's pretty much CS translate into?
Yeah, but the gold lead is on her side.
Yeah, but she has a kill. She has a kill on your Leona. So you've kept you've almost kept even with her. But she's got a kill. So that's just a good sign. Now, second, do you see anything wrong with what you've built right now?
Full boots and not non-quiver?
Yeah. Why did you go Swifties? Like first, before quiver?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I can.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, that's alright.
I don't know. I don't know.
It's okay.
I don't really know why I go boots first. I'm watching it right now and I'm thinking, why? I don't remember.
Okay, so it's a
Like,
big
I
autopilot
think
problem.
I think that I got it because I don't know.
It's okay.
I really can't remember why.
Okay.
Maybe I should just buy the first boots and non-quiver and something else, right?
Yeah, we know now as well, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So we're learning. It's cringe, but we've learned something.
Yeah, yeah, just imagine this is what happens. Look. This is what happens. Look what. Look what.
You guys can't do anything about that.
Yeah, and I just stable, because if you go like 15 seconds behind, I had such a big wave, and this happened like in this situation, we couldn't do anything. Yeah, that's true, but in most of my games this happens, and I have like go just a little bit more. Maybe.
Yeah.
And you will realize like there is like such a big wave, and I can't do shit.
Okay, but being realistic, what could Jin have done in that situation? What could you have done to prevent Kha'Zix dying there?
What? Sorry.
What could you have done as a Jin to prevent Kha'Zix from dying there, if anything? This like it's there's no this is kind of a trick question.
As a Jin.
Yeah.
Like specific.
As an AD carry, let's just do it as an AD carry.
I could just try to shove this wave and like make the other bot lane life harder to just like the way I play this is let this wave push and in that way like the enemies could have free way to just roam and try to do something, but if I pressure them maybe it wouldn't be that easy. Like if I push back the wave, maybe.
Yeah. So what do we know what Kha'Zix is doing right now? What's his intentions, would you say? Kha'Zix's intentions right now, bot side.
Would be like try to gank because their wave is like super push.
Yeah, and are you guys facilitating that gank in any way, do you think, with how you two are positioned right now?
No, because it will be like such a huge wave that if we fight against the enemies inside that wave, we will surely die because minions do tons of damage.
Do you have to fight though?
Wait, sorry?
Do you have to fight? Can you do both? Here? Can you protect Kha'Zix or also facilitate the gank while making sure you still get the CS?
If I can do it?
How could you do both?
So. It would be like so hard.
What's your positioning right now?
Start eating the minions, maybe like.
Yeah, but what's your positioning right now? What's this
It's dancing, bro.
Yeah, why? Kha'Zix, you know where Kha'Zix is. The enemy knows where Kha'Zix is. One, because they got a ward here, and two, because he just killed a ward here. And you're not helping Kha'Zix facilitate anything right now in this position.
Okay.
So what if you and Leona right now are here CSing? What's the difference between here and here? If you're CSing here versus here, you can still hit these CS, right?
And we would...
what would you do for Kha'Zix?
We would save our life, his life, because
exactly.
Their bot lane wouldn't come up.
So he would then have either an access route to escape here or an access route to escape here. Yes, he goes up here because he thinks he's free, right? But we don't know where Zed is, we don't know where Lee Sin is, and we know where Dragon is up. So yes, like Kha'Zix is doing super risky play here, but we could have helped him out while not losing our minions. Instead, we keep our minions, but Kha'Zix dies. Whereas we could have actually prevented Ali and Samira getting to here, and therefore Kha'Zix and could have either escaped from here or here. Instead, he has to go this route. Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, it's cool. Okay. Now, also, Leona should be here. Regardless of this wave, Leona should have been walking. But that's a support diff, and that's like something you can't control, so it's fine.
But in this situation, like,
yeah,
what should I do right now to this wave?
It really doesn't matter. Any impact you have with it is like it's again like the Lee Sin problem. All your problems now are because of that one thing that happened 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
So right now you should ideally freeze this wave. One, because you know Lee Sin's at Infernal and you can't really contest that unless Kha'Zix is up. And two, because Samir and Ali are here, meaning it's still a 3v2 here basically. So we start pushing this, and what's the problem with kind of pushing this right now?
They can control the wave.
Yeah, and Lee Sin has flash,
they have
kick
the
up.
pressure because Lee Sin is close.
Yeah. So we know the information of where Lee Sin is, so this comes down to, again, positioning. Where do you think you should be positioning in lane if we know where Lee Sin is, we know where Ali is, and we know where Samira is, and we know we don't have flash?
That should be...
Okay, we know where Lee Sin is, so it's fine. But really, we should be here, not here.
But Ali hear me.
Ali's fine. He's as long as you're using this. So if you auto attack here and then go into here, he doesn't have vision here.
Okay.
So that's just a basic positioning based on jungle position. It's not that important, and it doesn't matter in this situation. But you should always be positioning relative to the biggest threat. Lee Sin's a bigger threat than Ali at the moment.
Okay.
But it's fine. Lee Sin goes mid and just fucks up your Annie again. Do we know where Lee Sin went after that? Or we can assume based on what we see here. Let's say we didn't check the minimap. Where can we assume Lee Sin's going? Wow, he didn't do Dragon? Okay. What can we assume?
I mean...
Do you think you're safe, really?
If at this moment I think I'm safe?
From Lee Sin, yeah.
At this moment, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yep,
but
cool.
In like 1 minute, I don't know, but right now, yeah.
That's fine. You can back in 1 minute. Let's see if you do. Cool. You should just be hard pushing this because Samira is clearly backed.
Yeah.
Oh, she didn't back. Never mind. Or did she? No, she didn't back. She just walked away.
Yeah, but she but because they'll just disconnect.
Yeah. You don't see that though.
Again, yeah. Okay. Right now I understand it.
What should we do after this wave?
I should just go B, and I'm losing a ton of CS.
That's fine. The CS things, Cool. You back. Good job. That's a good back timer.
Yeah, but I take 10 seconds just to find my spot to go B.
That's okay. You look how much you miss here. You miss. You miss 2 CS for the back timer for a bad back timer. What can you do again here? We know where Lee Sin is. We know what Samir. What does Samir and Alistair want to do right here?
What do they want to do?
Yeah, what do they want to do?
They should try to shove, but they are not doing.
Well,
No?
they're kind of shoving, right?
Yeah, but not
What are you allowing her to do right now?
farming. Oh, we should just go
Again,
yeah,
positioning.
Position.
You know where Lee is. We know Zed's dead. We know Kennan's dead. No one else.
But their 2v2 is stronger than ours.
Yeah, but they're wanting to back, and you have an item advantage on the Samira right now. So it's not about.
I don't have I don't have like more damage than her.
No. You don't want the fight. You want to deny. It's not about the fight. It's about posturing aggressively. You don't actually want to commit to the fight. You just want to deny her CS, right? So if they go to engage, you just back off.
Okay.
So this is fine. We know Lee's at Dragon, so we should now be pinging this and rotating. Good. That's good. Okay, we don't want to overcommit. Okay. We don't want any more.
We just want to die.
No, you're playing this well.
And now I'll just...
That's fine. That's not your fault. You played that well. That's Leona going too hard. The ult range is a bit awkward, but... Unlucky on the ult range.
Wait, sorry?
Unlucky on the ultimate range. You ulted there, but you're way too far out. If you're learning a new champ, just make sure you check your range before you ult here.
Yeah, but I checked it. It was just dumb because I just ulted and...
Yeah, it's okay.
I just didn't... It's the autopilot.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fucked. And right here I just...
Yeah.
No, like... I'm just playing like a retard. And...
That's all fine. I mean, besides the ult, you did nothing wrong there. Leona was kind of dead because of her commitment to that. You healed her. You tried to protect her. Lee Sin's got a big fucking advantage over the Kha'Zix, so it's tough. Those kind of fights, ideally, you don't want, but you did the best you could.
What the fuck? We are 5 kills behind and we have gold lead.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, mainly because of this guy.
On the top.
And because you're keeping pace with a 3-0 Samira, even though you're 0-0-0. Like, look how close your fucking Sia... Like, look how close your gold is.
Yeah, but you see, like, the point of, like, I had, like, less, like, 300 or 400 gold difference at 15 minutes. But it's always like this, like, all the... like, almost all the time I am ahead in CS, but behind in kills.
Yeah, but we kind of talked about the 2 big preventables that allowed Samira to get some kills, right? Yeah, so we know, like, it's preventable. Yeah, like, it happens a lot, but we can now see that, yes, it is preventable if we don't autopilot, to some extent. Samira can still get kills, of course, particularly if Lee Sin's 4-0 and your Kha'Zix is 1-3. They're going to have priority in most 3v3 situations, but we know we do have some influence over it. Alright, I think we learnt enough from that game. Alright, cool. So, I gotta go in 6 minutes. So let's quickly talk. What did you learn today?
I shouldn't be playing autopilot. I should focus more on early laning phase and positioning and... Like, don't get me in bad situations like it happened.
Anything else?
I should have champion pool and not playing like random champions.
Yeah, that's good. Let's into this a little bit more. Let's go into some little dot points in autopiloting. Break down autopiloting a bit more, based on that review we just looked at.
Look more at the minimap and just like autopilot is everything.
Yeah, well, let's list it out. Based on that game.
Everything in autopilot.
Based on that game, let's go. Let's talk about it. Because you did some good things.
Positioning into autopilot as well. Like
Yeah.
I'm always like dancing. You can write dancing. Yeah, that's true. Like I don't know. I'm just trolling. Like
Well,
so
it's
hard.
it's okay. It's okay. Don't. This isn't. Don't be embarrassed. We're figuring out problems that hopefully you're never gonna repeat again because you're feeling embarrassed about them. It's good. Trust me. This is really good. We found out so much shit today, dude. It's good. What else? Autopiloting.
About the wave.
Yeah, there we go. Wave management. That was the big one.
Yeah.
Every time we see the new wave come, what do we want to do and why? The easiest questions are, what's your current gold? Second is, where's the enemy jungler? Third is, what's the matchup?
Yeah. I should just go B when I can buy like a medium major item, like medium/major item, and I have the wave in position to go B, right?
Yeah. And if it's a cannon wave, generally early game, you always want to back on a cannon wave. Unless you have a stacked wave that you know is crashing, then it doesn't really matter. But if in doubt, you always want that cannon wave as well because it takes longer for them to clear. Like in that situation, remember how you said I took so long to get a back timer off? You ended up only losing 2 CS with that bad back timer because it was a cannon wave. So it's good. It was a good back. And you have a lot of good intuition. Like that chase you and Leona did into the enemy jungle was really well disciplined by you. You didn't overcommit. You did your best. You healed her. You tried to get her out. You couldn't. That's fine. You were doing good things. You were up in CS against a Samira, even though Lee Sin ganked, what was it, like 2 times, 3 times? Kha'Zix didn't really do anything. You have a lot of good stuff here. Yes, there's a lot of autopiloting, and there's always going to be problems that seem embarrassing and things that you like are like, shit, that's so obvious. Why the fuck am I doing that? But you also are doing good things as well.
But I should be more aggressive in lane, right?
Yeah, positioning wise, when you have the information to be more aggressive.
Okay. Yeah, when I know like the enemy jungler is topside, and
yeah, exactly.
All
right, I've got to go, but I will.
Can you help me do runes for Jin?
Runes for Jin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I usually use the u.gg runes. So
let's go.
It's Dark Harvest.
Fleet, presence of mind.
Just one second.
I'll give these all to you in Discord.
Oh, okay.
So tenacity, if it's a heavy CC comp and you don't want to go cleanse.
Okay.
Life steal, if you're okay with it. So like if it's not a heavy CC,
okay.
And then coup de grace. I don't know how to fucking spell that. Coup de grace, if they don't have tanks. The one, I don't know what it's called, but it's the one that does more damage to champs with more health.
Oh, I know.
Max HP.
It's cut down, maybe.
Yeah, cut down, I think.
Yeah. I'm on the...
Yep. Secondary, taste of blood.
Oh.
Ravenous.
You run domination.
Yeah, domination second, because you run that primary if you go Dark Harvest, right? Taste of Blood, Ravenous Hunter, really good. Then double attack plus armor for the runes.
Okay.
Don't go attack speed.
Okay.
And then you can go Doran Shield as well.
Depends on the matchup.
Yeah, depends on the matchup. Yeah. All right. I gotta go. I'll send you all this after because I've got a meeting right now. I'll send you all of this plus the recording after. But did you find the session useful?
Yeah, 100%.
Good. Perfect. Okay, awesome. I'll talk to you because I'm running late, but I'll talk to you after.
Okay.
All right?
Bye-bye.
See you, man. Good session.
Yeah.